How do you impress a girl that you like? Well, there's an easy way to do it and a difficult way to do it. The easy way that I'm going to teach you ends up with her trying to impress you. So you then allow her to have a chance with you rather than you hoping and trying really hard to get a chance with her. The difficult way to do it is the way that most guys out there do it, which ends up causing them to get rejected or to be placed in the friend zone and another guy to come along and take the girl that he likes. So the difficult way to impress a girl that you like is to try really hard and to hopefully try to get her to like you for you being such a good guy to her, for you being on your best behavior around her. Many guys mistakenly think that trying really hard to impress a girl is the way to impress her. As a result, he might feel as though all the pressure is on him. He has to make sure that he lives up to her expectations to hopefully get a chance with her. Treat her nicer than he would treat other girls because he wants to show her how special she is to him and how good of a guy he is. Try to improve his value in her eyes by talking about his past achievements or his future goals in life. Show serious romantic interest in her before she even feels that way about him. He really likes her and wants her to see that. Yet he doesn't realize that because of her beauty, guys react that way to her all the time. It's not exciting for her. It's predictable, boring, and it doesn't make her want to be with a guy. Next, he might feel intimidated by her beauty and attractiveness and, as a result, see himself as being less valuable than her. And finally, he might come across as though he would be so lucky and so appreciative if she would just give him a chance to be with her. Yet here's the thing. If a girl is attractive, what she wants to get is a feeling where she would be lucky to get a chance with you, right? She wants to be able to look at you as the prize. When you have the ability to make an attractive girl feel that way about you, it is very impressive to her. Pretty much every guy that she meets feels attracted to her and is hoping to be able to impress her to get a chance with her. She rarely comes across a guy who makes her feel like she needs to impress him to be able to get a chance with him. So what's an example of how you can make her feel that way? There are so many examples I can give you of things that you can say and do to make a girl feel that way about you. One easy example is this. Don't take conversations with her so seriously. Pretty much every guy who meets an attractive girl will suddenly change his behavior around her. He'll be nicer than he normally is. He'll treat her better than he treats unattractive girls. He will give her special treatment. He'll be nicer. He'll be on his best behavior. She's bored of that. Pretty much every guy behaves like that around her because they're trying to get something from her. Guys hope that if they're on their best behavior around her, she's then going to think, all right, you've been a good boy, you get a chance to stick it in now. Yet that's not what she's looking for. She's not looking for another opportunity out of the tens of thousands she's had in her life already to just say, okay, you get to stick it in. What she's hoping to experience is a feeling that is very difficult for an attractive girl to find because most guys that she meets either behave in a really nice way around her or they behave in a neutral way around her. The guys who are being extra nice to her are trying to suck up to her to hopefully get her to see that they are a good guy and they deserve a chance with her. Guys who are being neutral around her are too afraid to show any interest in her or flirt with her to create a sexual spark between them. They don't want to get rejected by her. They just want to be able to talk to her and hang around with her. And many of these guys hope that if they just keep talking to her for long enough and spend enough time with her, they may be able to grow on her over time and get a chance with her. Now, of course, sometimes that can work. Sometimes the nice guy who's sucking up to her can get a chance with her, and sometimes the neutral, friendly guy can grow on her over time. Yet, in most cases, those guys get placed in the friend zone when another guy comes along, makes her feel sexually attracted, and makes her feel like she wants to impress him and get a chance with him. So with the example of not taking conversations with her so seriously, imagine that you're hanging out with a girl that you really like. She then asks you, so, how was your weekend? How are you going to respond to that? What are you going to say to her? The thing is, it's totally fine for you to respond in a neutral, friendly way and just say something like, oh, it's pretty good, how about yourself? And have a conversation with her about that. There's nothing wrong with talking to a girl in that way. However, if you want to make her feel like she needs to impress you and that she would be lucky to get a chance with you and that you're not trying to get something from her, then don't take conversations with her so seriously all the time. At times, playfully mess with her when she asks you something. Let her see that you're not on your best behavior because you're trying to get something from her. Let her see that you're not living in fear while next to her and thinking that you can't say or do anything other than being friendly and neutral. Let her see that you have the confidence to playfully challenge her and playfully mess with her as you're talking to her, because you're not trying to get anything from her. You're not trying to suck up to her. You know that you're good enough for her, and you know that if you and her were going to hook up, it would be you allowing her to get a chance with you. You've got to have that mindset. You've got to give yourself that credit. You've got to give yourself that position rather than giving it to her and hoping that she will give you a chance. Attractive girls don't want to be in that position. Attractive girls want to be in the position where they are hoping to get a chance with you. So if you're hanging out with an attractive girl that you like and she asks you, "So how was your weekend?" you can say something like this. "Wouldn't you like to know?" As a result of saying that to her, she then has to imagine what you got up to on the weekend. Being a girl, she'll almost certainly assume that you're hanging out with another girl or hooking up with another girl. You didn't say that. She's imagining it. You don't have to tell her that you're hanging out with another girl or hooking up with another girl or anything like that. Instead, it's simply a case of you not taking the conversation with her so seriously and having the confidence to playfully mess with her for a few moments before telling her the real answer. You may keep the joke going for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. It might even go on all day if you want to. But you have the confidence to playfully mess with her and not take everything that she says seriously. You don't have to answer all of her questions seriously. You can have the confidence to playfully mess with her and let her see that you're not one of those guys who are on his best behavior, hoping that if you're just nice enough, she might give you a chance with her. So if she asks you something like, "Come on, tell me, what did you get up to on the weekend?" you can add in something like this. I'm not sure if I should tell you. It's probably best that I don't tell you." She will then almost certainly assume that you're referring to you hanging out with another girl and you're not saying anything because you don't kiss and tell or because you don't want to make her jealous. If she pressures you for an answer, you can keep the joke going for the whole day if you want to, or you can tell her right then if you want to. For example, if you were to tell her what you did on the weekend for real and it was just a normal thing that you did on the weekend, you can then follow up that by saying something like this. "Why, what did you think I did on the weekend?" You've got a wild imagination, girl. Essentially, from a simple question like, "So how was your weekend?" you have created a situation where she's trying to get information from you, she's feeling excited, she's feeling intrigued, she's feeling attracted, she's thinking about you potentially being with another girl, which actually makes her feel more attracted, and so on. Another example is where you're talking to an attractive girl and she asks you a question like, "So, what is your favorite movie?" Now, you can have a normal conversation with her about that if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's totally fine to have normal, everyday conversations with attractive girls. However, if you want to create a spark of sexual attraction inside of her and impress her based on you not being like other guys who are always on their best behavior around her, then have the confidence to playfully mess with her for asking you a question like that. So if she asks you, "So what is your favorite movie?" you can say something like this. "You ask the most boring questions. Where did you get that question from?" It sounds like something that you would have found on top 10 tips for talking to your guy crush. She will almost certainly laugh and deny that she got the question from an article online. You can then say something like this. Yeah, it's okay, I believe you. But hey, look, it's cute that you're trying. Keep trying. You're doing okay. What other boring questions have you got? What is your favorite color? What's your favorite song? Jeez, girl, come on. She's almost certainly going to laugh at that, and she's almost certainly going to deny that she came prepared to the conversation with you with a list of questions that she wanted to ask you to keep the conversation going and keep it interesting. It doesn't matter if she did prepare or she didn't. What matters is that you have turned a simple question of, "So what is your favorite movie?" into a situation where it's about her trying to impress you. And that is impressive to attractive girls. Attractive girls rarely, if ever, meet a guy who can make them feel like they want to get a chance with him. Pretty much every guy that an attractive girl meets wants to get a chance with her, and he's on his best behavior around her, hoping to achieve that. Yet, when you can make her feel like she wants to get a chance with you, that is impressive to her. You're not like all the other guys who are on their best behavior and hoping that she will give you a chance to be with her. Instead, you are allowing her to experience a feeling that is very difficult to find for an attractive woman. A feeling that she can only get if she is hoping to get a chance with you. She rarely gets that feeling around a guy because pretty much every guy who meets her wants to show her that he likes her, right? Guys instantly fall in love with her, or they're really nice around her, they're trying to suck up to her to get a chance with her, or guys are scared to put a foot wrong around her, so they just talk to her like a friend. They don't want to do anything other than just having a friendly conversation with her because they're afraid of stuffing things up. Yet, when you're able to make her feel like she needs to impress you and that you're not completely sold on her, then she gets to experience that elusive, exciting feeling that attractive women rarely get to experience. That is where she is hoping to get a chance with you. Attractive women and attractive girls find that so impressive because it's so difficult for them to come across a guy who makes them feel like they want to get a chance with him. Now, with the example I gave you in this video of not taking conversations with her so seriously all the time, that's just one way of many that I can teach you to make her feel as though she would be lucky if she got a chance with you. If you'd like to learn my best ever techniques for making women feel attracted to you and want to be with you, I recommend that you read my ebook The Flow or listen to the audiobook version, The Flow on Audio. The Flow is everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. It's the easiest way to get laid or get a girlfriend because it puts you in the position of power and makes a woman want to get a chance with you. The Flow includes all of my best conversation starters, how to keep conversations going and keep them interesting, how to make a woman feel instantly attracted to you as soon as you start talking to her, and increasingly attracted to you the more you talk to her, how to create an unforgettable connection between you and a woman, how to get her phone number, what to text her after you get her phone number, how to get to a kiss, how to set up a date, how to get to sex on the first date. The Flow is everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. One final point that I want to make for you in this video is that there's nothing wrong with showing interest in a woman that you find attractive. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just don't be that guy who's showing loads of romantic interest in a girl who isn't showing it back. Don't be that guy who's trying really hard to hopefully win her over. That approach rarely, if ever, works. And if it does work, it ends up with you being in a relationship where you're always having to try hard to live up to her expectations, impress her, and keep her happy. That's a nightmare scenario for most guys. What you want to do instead is be the good guy that you are, but make her feel like she's going to need to be a good woman to you as well. You're not just going to accept anything, right? She's going to have to be on her best behavior and trying to impress you and maintain your interest. The thing is, women actually want it that way. When you see a woman who's happy, in love, and excited to be in a relationship with a man, it's with a man who makes her feel that way. She has to be a good girl for him. She has to be on her best behavior. Now, that doesn't mean that a guy should treat a woman badly. Instead, a guy should treat a woman well, but he should make her feel like she is going to need to treat him well to maintain his interest. Right? That's the way that you need to approach it. And when you approach it that way, it's a much more balanced relationship and you get yourself a better woman. You and her have a relationship that works, is happy, is passionate, and in love. And you get yourself a good woman from it. You don't end up like one of those guys who has to put in loads and loads of effort to hopefully keep his woman happy. Instead, she's happy because she's in a relationship with a guy who makes her feel like she needs to impress him as well. Right? She has to maintain your interest. It's exciting for her to be with a good guy who also makes her feel like she needs to be a good girl for him.